There's Jeff and Bernie, Gus and Joel too. They come together every Thursday afternoon. The Rooster Teeth, oh, it's the Rooster Teeth. Yes, it's the Rooster Teeth podcast.
Okay, so that guy did one thing well and one thing terribly.
Thursday
I'm
afternoon.
not going to say which was which. But congratulations on half of that, sir.
I guess Thursday afternoon rhymes better than Wednesday morning.
Well, I've been getting a lot of shit for making fun of the songs lately.
That's Mr. Bauer.
Mr. Bauer?
Mr.
Yeah,
Bauer.
M-R-B-A-U-E-R.
Round of applause.
Don't make fun of him or he'll shoot you in the face.
Teresa Bauer?
Oh, every
that's
week.
Mr. Bauer.
The Rooster Teeth piano bar.
Every week, every day, Gavin.
We got a new voice in here today.
Hey, we got another guest.
I'm a little disappointed, honestly. Yeah,
what?
okay, so I came,
Introduce yourself first.
Hey, everybody, it's Jack from Achievement Hunter.
Hey, this is Jack from Achievement Hunter, and Gav's a douche. So I've been listening to the podcast all week, and you hyped up your mystery guest you had twice in 2 different episodes, and then I listened to these podcasts, and no mention of, hey, we might have another guest.
I wasn't sure if we were going to wait, because you came a little late in the day, a little later than I normally like to record the
We
podcast.
typically do the podcast at like 9 a.m.
So,
Jesus.
yeah, so
Why would you do that?
So that we edit.
That's when- yeah,
it takes fucking hours to get the shit turned around.
I'm going to let you know a little secret on how work works.
How's that?
When you're not fucking jobless and living in an apartment with a cat.
2 cats.
2 cats. Most people get up early in the morning, like let's say 7, 8, and then they go to work, and they're there by 9, and at 9 o'clock they start working.
But I stay up till like 7 or 8. Does that count?
PM?
No,
AM.
That does
No.
not count.
Yeah. But yeah, the only mention of me like coming on the podcast or anything was you talking about me yesterday, snoring you out of the room.
Oh,
at-
man.
Can I ask you, can I ask you a
at
question?
PAX last year, which
do
was
you,
awesome.
Do you really think you're a highly touted guest?
I-
do you think we should have had cut promos
I,
instead of like,
I like to think
Jack,
my ego
Jack,
is that
Jack,
big.
Jack, from a chi nobody cares.
So he just flew in and greeted me with a high five that almost broke my hand, and the tingliness of that high five is now working its way slowly up my arm.
I forgot
I
how-
don't know how you did that.
I forgot how frail you are.
Maybe
Oh,
it'll make
goddamn,
its
my
way
hand-
into your shoulder and down into your little penis.
And make it all tingly and feel funny.
A massive
That's an
tingly
American
erection.
high five right there.
God.
You keep us updated on your arm. I'm sure everyone's fucking fascinated and can't wait
Yeah,
to hear
please.
how the situation in your arm.
Tell us
concludes.
more about how you're a fucking wimp.
Oh,
great.
Jesus
That was
Christ!
that was my
his,
arm clicking.
That was his elbow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Jack. So you just got in today, and we decided to drag you in here onto the podcast.
So
what games have you been playing? What have you been doing?
Well, I mean, I've been working on the ODST audio files. That was my big thing. I put together that map like the day it came out. So
Too slow.
thank you. Yeah, no, I mean that was the thing. It was kind of like it's kind of sad seeing these things popping up because I guess the French leak or whatever. So people were getting access to the game earlier and putting out stuff, and it's like we play by the rules and get screwed.
Some
Yeah.
people broke the release date, right, as well? Some stores?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that always happens.
Always happens.
Actually, there's a store near where I live out in LA that regularly breaks street, but they actually broke street and then sold out of ODST before I could get there.
Man, I got kind of fucked, but it worked out well for me. Gus and I both pre-ordered ODST through the banner ads on our website. 'Cause
Yeah.
we thought, like, hey, let's support ourselves, right? That'd be cool. And so on Monday, Gus logged into GameStop.com to check and get a tracking number for his, and I thought that's a great idea. So I'm gonna check my tracking number. It just said your order's been canceled. No reason why. I was never notified.
I just want to
They didn't
say.
tell me via email.
I just want to say, our banner ads work.
They did work. No,
Everything's great. Please support them. Jeff, I'm sure Jeff did something wrong.
Don't
There's fucking ruin this
There's
for us.
There's a really good chance. I love GameStop. Don't get me wrong, but there's a really good chance that I fucked it up somehow. But I swear to God, it said I placed an order. I had an email, and then I checked a month later, and it just said canceled. No reason. I never got an email telling me it was canceled, or if I did, it went to spam.
Yeah, it worked flawlessly for me. I
You
got
definitely
it the
fucked
morning.
up.
I got it the morning the game came out. I got my fucking code for Sergeant Johnson and Firefight.
I will say this though. I got up. I took my kid to school, and then I went to Target the morning it came out. I got to Target by like 8:15. And I walked in, and there were no copies of ODST anywhere. And I walk up to the guy at the video game counter, and I go, "Hey, did you guys get Halo ODST?" And he goes, Yeah, I saw that somewhere. Let me see. And he looked up and he goes, "Oh yeah, we haven't put that out yet. We should probably do that at some point." And he just had boxes of it on the ground.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, people might want to buy that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard it's a big deal. I don't know.
Man, so I waited. I was going to go to the midnight launch, and so I mean, I don't know. It's weird, but in L.A. there's not many Walmarts, and so I found this one Walmart like 10 miles away from where I'm living. Drove all the way out there like 11:45, and I get there, and I think I found the one Walmart in America that closes at 11 o'clock at night. And I was like, son of a bitch! But I popped open the iPhone and I searched for GameStop, and I was in like literally the same shopping center as a GameStop, and there was a big group of kids out there. I suddenly got louder.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
That's awesome.
Ooh.
Um,
But yeah, so I found this big group of kids, and actually I threw on the RVB hoodie I have, and some kids pointed it out. And they're like, "Hey, red versus blue."
Was it a big event? Were there a lot of people there?
There were probably about 20 people there.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I want to meet that guy who said, "Ooh, Resolution Blue."
No, it was cool. It was actually a group of these four guys who had pooled their money together to buy ODST.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was kind of
That's
funny.
awesome.
Yeah. So they had like their bikes with a little like basket on the front and everything. And like one kid ran in, he ran out with it and held it above his head, and they all cheered. And then
I guess their mothers gave him permission to be out that late.
yeah, there was a mom there with like seriously like an 8-year-old boy. Like waiting in line at midnight on a Tuesday or a Monday.
That makes me sad on like 40 levels.
Why did my mom ever do anything like that?
Well, A, it's like, A, there's a mom who cares enough to go out with their kid. That's really cool. B, that kid should be in bed because he's got school tomorrow. That's not so cool. C, there's no reason an 8-year-old kid should be playing any FPS.
The Covenant invasion is a serious deal. We need as many people as we can get.
I don't think we're down to the 8-year-old lines yet.
Sure we are.
We've got a few waves to go.
You get some Cub Scouts out there.
Yeah.
Kids are getting pretty good at stuff. Like Millie can fully work an iPhone. She's 4.
Yeah. Well, she's 4 now. She's learned
She
how to
was
do it
3.
at 3. Yeah.
That is impressive that a 3-year-old can work an iPhone.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, I mean, Joel can work an iPhone, so I mean,
What-
let's
yeah,
look
he
at
did well.
our baseline here.
What Millie's favorite thing on my iPhone to do is to move my icons around so I can't find shit.
That's a fun game.
Really obnoxious.
I love playing that game too. Yeah.
She did this funny thing where she accidentally turned on some music and she was like, "Oh," so she sat on it. she sat on it. She tried to hide the music by sitting on it. That was so funny.
And we had to explain to her that we weren't mad, that it was okay for her to,
She looked at me like she'd done something so wrong. She was
That's great. Your daughter knows to hide stuff from you.
oh yeah,
there you go.
definitely.
Great.
Yeah,
That's like a female gene, though, right?
to turn music on or to hide shit?
To hide shit.
Or to sit on stuff.
To hide shit and then slowly blame you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I looked up in the back seat and she goes, and just pointed at Gavin.
Did she really point again?
No,
okay.
she didn't do that.
That'd been awesome if she had.
She did her shifty eyes, which Gavin and I taught her how to do. She goes,
Yeah, that's great for podcasts.
Yeah, it's gonna
yeah,
read well.
does that read well? It's like a Mitch Hedberg
It
scene.
was like me in the
that shirt's hilarious, guys.
Yeah, look at this chart I brought in.
Whoa.
that was like me in the short where I'm like, thinks roll, I think. And I'm like looking around.
Yeah, exactly.
Got the
There's that
shifty
kind of-
eyes going on.
There's shifty eyes. Hey, but enough about being old and having a kid.
Yeah, that's lame.
Tell us more about being a jobless loser in L.A., Jack.
Hey, I'm seeing Gentlemen Broncos tonight.
Oh, dude, I want to see that movie.
Yeah,
It looks awesome.
Jermaine's in town, and I guess Jared Hess is in town. Fantastic Fest is starting tonight, so
Sounds fantastic.
And for the people that don't know what Fantastic Fest is, what is it?
it's a film festival run with the Alamo Draft House here in Austin, along with Ain't It Cool News, which is a big movie rumors news website. It's
Which
been
is
around forever.
Also from Austin.
That's also based in Austin. And and it's basically like it's just a genre festival. So it's like action, horror, sci-fi, like stuff that wouldn't play at Sundance will play here.
And
And
now Jeff knows what Fantastic Fest is.
No, I knew what it was to begin with.
And knowing is half the battle.
It's turning into quite a festival, too.
Yeah, it's getting big.
It's getting really, like, legitimately big.
Well, I mean, I'm nervous though because like South by Southwest did this about 5 years ago, where it started getting bigger and bigger, and like, hey, now we have printed badges with our pictures on it. Now it's hey, more celebrities are showing up, and oh, now there's paparazzis and like
now everyone in Austin no longer has the ability to go.
yeah, exactly. And now badges cost $500. And
It used to be that is fucking terrible, right? Like it used to be you could go into any film. Everybody was just focused on music at South by Southwest.
Yep.
So you could go catch all kinds of awesome premieres and just walk up, no badge, nothing. Like I saw the world premiere of The Straight Story, the David Lynch film, and I just walked up to the Paramount and I bought a ticket. There wasn't even a line.
Yeah.
And just walked in.
I mean,
For a movie like The Straight Story, there was no line.
Well,
the
come on,
crowd
it's-
wasn't around the corner.
It's David Lynch. It's a big deal, And
Not hard to believe.
okay, thanks, genius. And but anyway, now it's like there's no way you could pull that off.
yeah, South by's got. I mean, if you don't have a badge at South by, there's almost no point in trying to go to certain theaters.
I read that this last South by, It happens in March.
Yeah.
And I read that in the month of March, Austin had 300,000 tourists.
Jesus.
Wow.
I believe that. I mean, I absolutely believe that. Especially watching when the music festival portion hits of South by. It's ridiculous. 6th Street becomes just a parking lot of human.
I live Gus and I now both live in a neighborhood about 5 minutes northeast of our office, which is like, we're not technically downtown, but we're like, it's about 2 miles from.
Yeah, about 2 miles.
2 miles. Yeah. When South by Southwest is so big, and they have like 1,400 bands playing over those 5 days and all that shit, that there are shows in my neighborhood in houses.
There's music.
By the way,
shows.
that's going to annoy the shit out of you. You're not going to be able to park on your street during South by Southwest, and like 4 houses down, there's going to be fucking bass drums going until 2 in the morning.
I've got a driveway. Fuck them.
Yeah.
I can charge for parking.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, and our office is above a restaurant, and the restaurant below us books music gigs.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that.
And it's like a
South by
fast food restaurant, too.
Yeah, there's people out there playing music,
You
selling
can't,
CDs or
you
whatever.
can't get in the front door because there's like an amp in front of the front door.
Yeah, we have to come in the back door through the alley. And there's people playing out there, too.
Yeah.
You got to go through the used condom and syringe alley.
Step over the drum circle on your way in.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
That alley's fucking nasty back
It is
there.
gross.
But Fantastic Fest starts tonight, and it should be fun. I'm checking out Zombieland tomorrow night, which I'm really excited about.
Man,
I've heard nothing but good things about
I was
Zombieland.
excited about that movie until I saw the trailer.
Really?
I thought that trailer was horrible.
Really?
Yeah.
It looks like
like-
Left 4 Dead the movie.
It had interesting
Which is
elements to it.
movies.
Like, I like the idea of Woody Harrelson's Kill of the Week thing.
Yeah.
But everything else about that trailer was bad. Oh, there was one other bit at the end where they're all using Purell. That was kind of funny. But everything else is just kind of gross.
I have not seen the trailer yet, but I know Flash
thought it was
2000 was speaking very highly of the movie. I think he saw it the other day.
Oh, he liked it?
Yeah.
Guarantee we're not going to like it. We love Flash to death, but Gus and I never agree with anything he likes.
He's a weird barometer of movies.
He does.
I will say he does have a weird barometer.
I will say about this, too. I would never argue with him about a movie. 'Cause
No,
I would
hell
never
no.
win. That dude,
He's one of those. Okay, and you
just
just
give
walk
it up.
away.
It'd be like trying to argue science with Stephen Hawking. You'd be like, no, okay, you know what? You win.
I'm sure you're right somehow, and I just don't understand it yet.
This is obviously my problem.
It's true.
Yeah.
Great way to alienate people who are on our website now, Jeff.
No, I just said that he was smarter than me. Which, is probably 96, 97% of
The population.
website, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Jack, how long did it take you to compile that map? Took you all day?
Yeah, I got ODST and started playing it. My first run through with a friend of mine, I think we got 27 of the logs. Or
So at that
files.
point, did you actually have to find them yourself with no like?
No, because I guess the dirty secret is we use assistants for other things to help us, and
Speak for yourself.
well, when you're looking for logs and stuff, you got to get them out quick. And so we found the first 27. And then the next day, I guess I slept for a few hours. The next day, I woke up, got the last 3.
And one of them, you can only get at a certain point, right?
Yeah, well, the last one, log 30, is actually you have to collect the first 29.
Right.
And then I don't know if I don't know if this guy just shows up and kind of leads you to the last one, or if I don't know if he's not there if you don't have him. But if you listen to the story, there's a whole B story that goes along with these audio files. And it's sort of it's kind of like Dead Space, actually, where there's a whole other sort of story, like the guy and his wife from Dead Space. It's kind of like, it has nothing to do with the real plot, or nothing to do with the main plot, but you'll see stuff. I'm like, oh crap, that's the dude, and then it's similar to that, where
Absolutely love that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it adds such a cool little bonus to the game. It's like, oh yeah, that one body right there, I know who that is, and
that's awesome. Because I haven't listened to any of them yet.
Yeah, no, it adds a lot of texture too, and it's kind of cool too because you get it it goes backwards. Like I got on my first playthrough, I got 6 or 7 logs, right? And they're talking about Virgil in the log. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but the girl in the logs is talking about Virgil and interacting with him and stuff. And then at the end of the game, you find out who Virgil is, and you're like, oh shit, that's Virgil. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I wonder what the best way to do it is. I guess the best way is listen as you play the first time.
Yeah, the best way is to try to
'Cause
find
I
them
just-
as they appear naturally in the game. But the problem with that is that I don't understand how they unlock, because sometimes I've gone to places where I knew there were logs and they're not active.
Yeah, it's weird. You have to play through and actually pick up, I guess, the clues or the mystery or whatever. You have to once you get those, it unlocks more of them.
Okay.
And, kind of as you go. So you sort of have to collect them and then play through one of the little side mission things, and then
But you
collect
don't
more.
You don't really know which ones it unlocks. But I guess it doesn't matter. It just unlocks a certain number. But it ends up being kind of confusing.
Well, I mean, that's the thing about achievement-related stuff like that, though, because I'm now really want to listen to all those.
They're really
But
interesting.
I remember in Halo 3, the terminals, I was like, yeah, this one. I never read them.
Well,
but
'cause
then
you
I
don't
went
know-
back and read them. I was like, this is actually awesome.
It's because you don't read.
Nice.
We already
any
established that on
capacity.
the
Yeah.
podcast.
I was making a valid point
Were you?
Well, I think Jeff made a valid point.
that I couldn't read.
Your valid point will be edited out of the final podcast.
But yeah, the logs are pretty cool, and it's a neat little addition. Yeah, but and it's like the game is very linear too, so it's you can literally collect them in order, not in order. I mean, no matter what you collect, it's always going to play the audio files in the correct order,
which is a very cool way to do it.
Yeah, so you don't have to worry about that. But the way the logs save is very weird because like if you start a co-op game with somebody and then you collect like 28 logs and then you go jump into someone else's co-op game already in progress, your logs all vanish.
Really?
And
Forever?
and you pick up from whoever hosts the game.
Huh.
But then if you go solo again,
I guess they
what
just
if-
want to make sure that you collect the logs.
What if you
yourself.
had 28 and I jumped into your game having none? Would I then have 28?
I don't know. Like it's not really explained well. Like it's not like once you have it, you always have it. I mean I don't know. I had issues with it. I still have trouble trying to explain it to people.
I think it's probably a situation of us not understanding how it works.
that's not shocking at all.
Not the game's fault.
I have a question for you as well, Jack.
What's
This is
that?
an achievement I was trying to get. The kill 10 engineers, are the engineers in specific places or do they just randomly pop up with random fights?
There are areas.
Because I know you have to do it as the rookie at night, right? You
Yeah,
can't-
there are areas where sort of they congregate. There's like little sort of like plazas that are behind security doors. Like a lot of the audio files are actually in those areas,
Right.
And like there's usually 2 or 3 of the engineers are kind of like in those areas too. So if you really just kind of keep your eye out for those, maybe I can mark that on the map actually.
Because that'd be cool. If they were in like certain places, I'd love to know.
Have you
those
gotten?
places
Do
are.
you have that achievement to kill the 10 engineers?
No, I do not.
Okay.
I walked in on 2 engineers in one of those, like secret
Were they
door
making out?
places, and like they weren't, but they were healing each other, and I only had like a
Nice.
pistol, and I could not kill them.
Tentacles everywhere.
Gus is being gross. Now.
Lots of
Yeah,
eyeballs.
Sounds great.
Slimy.
Does this remind you of your trip to Japan, guys?
It does. It's just like being back in my hotel room. Yeah, gross.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
But yeah, I guess now, I mean, Jeff, you and Gav have pretty much wrapped up the rest of the achievements. Or I'm assuming you're going through the
We're
achievements.
getting there. I captured today. I captured the Vidmaster Challenge Classic, which is to beat a level on Legendary without firing a weapon
That's
or throwing
cool.
a grenade.
That was an impressive run you did.
Thank you.
I was
Thank you very
impressed
much.
with that.
Yeah, so I got that this morning. Was gonna put the video out right now, but I had to shut my computer down to make a podcast. So.
Whenever we do the podcast, I always make Jeff shut his computer off because if not, it makes this really loud. Like it's like a blow dryer in the
Yeah,
background.
my computer's pretty loud.
Yeah,
in
it's-
Gus's defense, but
it's,
and-
it's pretty unbearable.
You put a muffler on it.
I'm sure there's a few more we can get in there.
Yeah.
And you can't go wrong with any Halo videos.
Oh, yeah.
right. And
No,
people,
yeah.
people want to watch them regardless.
Yeah.
So we'll do some more.
And it's fun listening to Bernie ruin Gav's audio.
Yeah.
or anybody's audio. For that matter.
We should do a video podcast with ODST like we did for Left 4 Dead.
What
I think
fight?
that's a
Firefight.
Great idea.
Yeah.
Like a firefight podcast,
that'd
like
be
the
cool.
Left 4 Dead survival mode.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
Maybe we'll do that. We'll see.
Yeah.
If I got time, maybe next week.
Yeah. You gotta.
We're going back to a weekly schedule for the podcast.
Yeah. Well, there's been a lot of
Thank fuck
confusion
for
about
that.
that. Like I caught a lot of people that like discovered on Wednesday that we had done this week-long thing. I guess we didn't do a very good job of talking about it.
No, I guess not.
But we don't.
Let's
we
give
don't
iTunes open.
Typical Rooster Teeth.
Typical,
fashion.
yeah,
We
we
don't
don't-
promote anything we're doing.
do a very good job of doing anything. And people were like, "Holy shit, I have like 4 podcasts to catch up on. That's awesome." And then other people are like, "How are you going to do this every week?" We're totally not going to do this every week.
No.
Maybe every once in a while for
No.
like
No.
never again.
No, never again.
All right, well, Gus is in charge of the podcast, and he's the poor guy that has to edit and deal with all this.
Oh,
So-
how the link dumps. How difficult is that to get all the links and stuff?
that's nothing.
Can I start
It's
saying
not
like
that bad.
Can I start saying like really hard stuff to find on the internet?
Google can find it all. Like Bernie mentioned that 20 years till immortality thing the other day, and I was like, scientist immortality. And it was like the first one.
The stuff that you would think would be rough is the easiest stuff in the world. Like I've done 2 podcasts for you since you were out of town or had stuff going on 2 times. And first off, it takes, if it's an hour, the typical podcast is an hour and a half. That's at least probably 3 hours just to edit the audio, right? And then once you get it, and it's like a 60 gig file, which is a lot to work with. Once you get it done, then you have to go through this kludgy process to get it into the correct MP3 format to go up on iTunes. And then That's the part where I upload it and then I post it, and then Gus takes care of the iTunes and Zune stuff. But I know that there's like a whole other echelon of issues you have to go through to get it, like editing XML feeds and shit.
Yeah, then you have to like update our XML feeds, and then you let iTunes know that you've updated it, so they can come and find the new episode. And it's a pain in the ass.
So, Gus, this is the question: what did you do before the podcast?
Nothing. I just typed. I played Mavis Beacon teaches typing on my computer all the time.
Playing WoW at work. Oh, speaking of, so are you going to try to talk me into WoW?
Man, WoW is its own salesperson.
WoW
WoW can talk you into doing it.
So I always told myself I would never get into WoW because I'm the kind of guy that I know if I start playing WoW, I'm never going to stop. I'm going to be that kid who passes out dead in his chair.
I'll say this: if you're going to play WoW, play through once right now. Just play to level 30, okay? You can do it in like 4 or 5 days. Then see what you think. Take a break. Wait till Cataclysm comes out, and then play again. If you're gonna ever don't wait till Cataclysm comes out to play your first experience through WoW because it's going to be so dramatically different. I think you would really appreciate it if you played it now and then see how it's going to change next year.
Wrong.
No?
Counterpoint.
Okay, counterpoint.
You need to play through the entire thing, all 80 levels now, before it changes forever, and you can never see it again.
Well, that's what I'm saying, is he should play it now
Yeah.
so he can... I said 30, but play... I just wanted to see the starting areas and get a feeling for the game. But, yeah, play through the game now, and then... Seriously, it's worth it.
Yeah, it's never going to be the same. It's going to go away.
I mean, the whole idea for the reason why I kind of wanted to play it was to get some MMO experience under my belt for when Old Republic comes out. Because I'm totally like, I mean, I have a friend who's a producer on Old Republic, and I've seen stuff. I mean, it looks so good that I'm like, I'm going to have to play that. And so I want to get used to sort of the way MMOs work and guilds and all that crap that I know absolutely nothing about, except just to make fun of people who talk about it.
I think Old Republic's going to be dramatically different than WoW.
But there's still fundamentals that carry over between any MMO, like knowing class roles and stuff like that.
Did you play KOTOR at all?
Yeah, I played the KOTOR games.
Okay, because I have the feeling it's going
That's
to...
Knights of the Old Republic for the uninitiated.
Sorry.
For Gav.
I get the sense that it's going to be a lot like Knights of the Old Republic, and Mass Effect for that matter, so if you're familiar with those games, you'll probably have a good leg up.
How do you have time to do those games?
How don't you? You're a 21-year-old
you
kid
you don't have time for those games?
I'm going to tell you how you have time, okay? A, you're a 21-year-old British kid without a girlfriend, right? B, you live at home with your parents. C, you have a job that maybe you work 1 or 2 days a week. Sometimes you'll work 4 or 5 days, but then you'll have like 2 weeks off. That's how you do it. You have no life. You know,
I still don't have time
those
to
games,
spend 8 hours a day in front of
you do.
leveling up.
Those games were built for you.
You don't even have to play 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
You can play way less than that and still get the same amount of enjoyment.
I can't sit down and play a video game for more than an hour and a half. I just don't have the attention span anymore. And I still managed to beat through all those 40, 60, 80-hour games.
Oof.
Well,
you can do it.
I'm very impressed.
You shouldn't be.
But
you should realize that you have the time to do it.
No, I'm not gonna waste any time with those.
I thought we were going to get through a podcast without me getting angry at him. I really thought we were going to do it.
I was waiting for this. I was waiting for Gus to punch Gav.
Jack gets to experience this firsthand.
Oh, this is so good.
I'm going to tell you something, Gavin. You're going to learn a life lesson, and I want you to remember this.
I love that you're so wise, passing down all this wide knowledge
He's
down
old
to
as-
my young 21-year-old brain.
He's old as fuck, dude. Listen
I'm
to him.
older than anybody in this room, okay? 34 years old.
That's old.
And I have a 4-year-old daughter under my belt and 2 wives, okay? I got 6 lives worth of experience I've lived. And I was in the Army. I've done it all, my friend. And I'm going to tell you right now.
How did I live this long without you?
You didn't, because I've known you for 5 years. You have all the time in the world, and one day, you're going to fucking roofie or trick or do something to convince some poor, low self-esteem girl to marry you. Okay, you're gonna lock her down, and she's gonna wake up 10 years later, and that's gonna be a whole other deal, and she's gonna realize she got duped. But beside the point, at some point, you're gonna trick some girl into marrying you.
I'm
right?
attached, dude.
And then you're gonna have a kid, and one day that kid's gonna be like 6 or 8 months old, and you're gonna have your job working at the fucking factory or whatever it is you do in England, right? Pumping out fucking bad teeth, and you're gonna wake up and you're gonna go, oh, now I have no time. I would give anything in the world to invent a time machine. I mean, I would, but I don't have the time to invent a time machine to go back in time and enjoy at least a week of being a 21-year-old dude without any responsibilities. You have all the time in the world.
Yeah, you have all the time in the world, and you don't even fucking realize
And you
it.
don't appreciate it.
All right, check back on Wednesday for the next drunk tank.
You don't get to end the podcast. Gus does.
I'm going to fucking beat you over
Now
the head
I'm
with this
mad.
microphone.
Oh, this is gonna be awesome.
You know, there was a user on the site who left a comment saying she found that the parts of the podcast where I got mad at Gavino and yelled at him were uncomfortable to listen to.
She got upset.
She was really genuinely
She would
upset.
not enjoy any 10-minute period in our office.
Well, I'm glad there are people looking out for me.
No,
They're not looking out.
On the
She was looking out for her own comfort level.
While flying out here, I listened to the previous podcast from this week, and it was funny hearing Bernie talking about him and Gav going to Seattle for ODST, and then coming back and being like, "God damn it, being with Gav killed me." And it was just like that. It was fantastic to hear. I'm like so happy, and then all of a sudden hating Gav. So.
Yeah, that's true.
He'll do that to you. All right. Anything else before we wrap up here, folks?
No, I don't think so.
Maybe Jeff has some more 2-minute spree of wisdom. To come up.
All right. Well, we made it through the week. Never again.
Never again.
Always
Never
on
again.
Wednesdays from this point out.
It was fun. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Bye.
Get the fuck out of here, Gav.